Welcome back to our channel. We love to travel, but one of the biggest downfalls of traveling can be jet lag. Being exhausted and having your sleep schedule and food schedule completely disrupted can really put a damper on an otherwise amazing trip.
And we are getting ready to go to Europe next month, and we've booked a direct flight from San Francisco to Barcelona that's going to be 13 hours. So we are trying to strategize ways to battle this jet lag that we know we're going to be facing. Laura, what was your longest flight that you've ever taken so far to date?
I was thinking about this, I think probably a 10-hour flight, but it was a 2-leg flight. So I had a 6-hour and a 4-hour leg with a couple-hour layover in JFK.
My longest flight was a direct flight from Los Angeles to Paris, and that came in at about 12 hours. And boy, we did battle jet lag once we landed in France.
So today we're going to share some strategies on how to combat jet lag so that everyone can hopefully have a much better vacation.
But before we get started, we wanted to take a moment to invite you to subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss anything from corefouradventures. And if you find this video helpful in any way, please hit the like button.
Before we get on to our tips, let's talk about jet lag. What is it? Jet lag is a condition that is characterized by various psychological and physiological effects, such as fatigue and irritability. It occurs following long-haul flights through several time zones and probably results from the disruption of our circadian rhythms in the human body.
So like Laura said, it is likely caused by a disruption to our circadian rhythms, and that really governs when we go to sleep, when we get up in the morning, and what time we're hungry throughout the day.
So the common symptoms of jet lag are fatigue, insomnia, irritability, and difficulty concentrating.
And it is so important to have a strategy and be proactive to help battle jet lag when you are traveling. So let's get started. Here are our top 10 tips for battling jet lag.
So up first is to strategically plan your flights. For us, we like to do red-eye flights. Now, not everybody likes to do this, but for us, we like to do that because we can sleep and rest a lot on the flight, and it really helps us to start resetting our circadian rhythms from the get-go.
And it is hard to sleep on an airplane, but you can bring along with you some comfort items to make that a little bit easier. We did an entire video on what you could bring along with you on a long-haul flight to make it easier, such as a neck pillow or a blanket, and we're going to link that right here for you. Our second tip is to stay awake. For us, we are landing early afternoon in Barcelona, so we are planning on trying to stay awake until we could go to bed at a normal bedtime for that location. We think that's going to help us get a full night's sleep on the first night so that we can hit the ground running the first full day that we are on our trip.
And naps can be very enticing when you first get to the new city, but really try to avoid them. For example, we went to New Orleans when we were younger and got there in the early morning and wanted to just take a short little nap before all of the parades started. Well, we overslept. We missed all of the parades and our whole reason for going on the trip. We still had a great time, but we didn't get to see the keystone thing that we wanted to do. Our number 3 tip is to stay active. Take a leisurely walk and explore your surroundings. Get a feel for the city. Don't overprogram yourself though and make it too busy of a day so you're absolutely exhausted and don't enjoy the activities that you're doing.
So true story, on our honeymoon, Pepper and I flew from Illinois to San Francisco, and we were exhausted when we got in, but we had gotten tickets to see a play in the theater. So we went, and sitting down in the dark theater with those comfortable seats, we both fell asleep. So don't do what we did. Don't overprogram yourself and get those active activities to keep you awake till the local bedtime. Our next tip is to get up the next morning at a normal time. This is going to help you get your time clock reset to the local time that you are traveling to. You're going to want to get up, get a good breakfast, and hit the ground running and not sleep in.
And that brings us right into our next tip. Get some sunlight early in the morning. The sun truly resets your circadian rhythms. The experts say that if you can get at least 30 minutes of daylight in the early morning when you're trying to reset their circadian rhythms, it can make a huge difference.
One way to get that sunshine is to do outdoor activities the morning that you arrive in your new location. Now, we are going to Barcelona, like I said, and we've got plans to go visit Park Güell first thing. So we're outdoors, enjoying the sunshine and the sights, and then go tour the rest of the city throughout the day. These are tips that can really help you adjust to the new time zone.
Our number 7 tip is don't be afraid to designate a relaxation relaxation day. You still need to get up nice and early for that new time zone so that you are helping your body reacclimate. But if you are fatigued, don't be afraid to say today needs to be a relaxation day. For us, our second day of our trip is our embarkation day on our cruise. And there's only so much to do on embarkation day. So we're giving ourselves permission to chill and relax that day and really rejuvenate ourselves so we're ready for that cruise once the ports start.
And the next tip that we've got for you is to stay hydrated. It is super important to drink plenty of water to stay hydrated throughout your trip. And even though you may naturally lean towards those caffeinated beverages, it may not be the best idea. So if you can skip it for a day or two, that may be wise. It's also good to avoid alcohol because that can lead to dehydration as well. Although I am very much looking forward to trying the sangria in Barcelona, so I'm not going to follow that tip myself.
Our next tip is to limit your screen time before bed. We all like to sit and scroll on our phones before we fall asleep, but it definitely will affect your circadian rhythms and your sleep-wake cycle. That blue light re-wakes up your body. That's what the sun's doing for you. So keep that in mind. Maybe put that phone away for the last couple of hours before you go to sleep so that you really can get a good night's sleep.
And our final tip for you today involves one of my least favorite parts of jet lag. Most times when you're talking about jet lag, you're thinking about lack of sleep, but it also can really mess with your hunger. When are you hungry throughout the day? And that can be very important because in Spain, they shut down restaurants midday, and that may be when you are most hungry. So think about when you're going to be eating in the location that you're going to and try to adjust your food schedule a few days before you head out on your trip. Moving your eating up just 1 hour each day can help you adjust so that when you get to your location, you're not hangry.
Well, that's our top 10 tips for how to combat jet lag. Do you have anything that we missed that you'd like to share with us? We'd love to hear it in the comment section below.
And if you found this helpful in any way, we'd love to invite you to like this video. And again, subscribe to our channel. Here at Core4Adventures, we release new content every single week. And we'd love to have you join us along for the ride.
Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see any of our other travel tips, there is a link just below to the playlist of all of our travel tips. We'll see you next time on Core4Adventures.
Bye!